Tonight, we watch some history of its own kind. Final score, Alabama 113, BYU 88. Alabama starting the game through 15 minutes. They were 12 of 24 from three. They finish 25 of 51. It is the most threes hit in an NCAA tournament game ever, beating the previous record by 4 set by Loyola Marymount 35 years ago. And it's the most three-pointers attempted at 51. Rob Douster, BYU elected to go under on screens. How did that go?
It didn't go well. It did not go well. And I was very surprised at the start of this game to see their defenders and ball screens go under and then go under again. And then watch Mark Sears just step into a rhythm three, knock it down, then go under again. And then go under again. And they allowed Alabama to get hot. And then the second half, when they tried to change things up, and they start blitzing the ball screens and send 2 at the ball, then all of a sudden it was boop, 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 pass the ball around, got a layup. You got Cliff Amore finishing through Yegor Demon. You had another bucket at the rim. And they just, once they were off and rolling, there was no stopping them. If you allow this Alabama team to get any level of confidence offensively, you don't have a chance.
Where's it rank on best offensive performances you've ever seen?
That was the top.
Number 1.
That was the top. How could you have anything better? They made 25 threes, Fana. They shot 51 threes and shot 50% from 3.
Jeff?
Well, it's not just they made every three. The ball was moving. Like, that was the other thing. They made every three because they got a ton of uncontested threes. Again, like you said, they went under, which I'm not sure it would have mattered with BYU and the way they guard anyway. Certainly that didn't look like the right decision. But more to me, it was like, this is the way I want to see, and Nate Oates wants to see Mark Sears play basketball, right? Like, obviously he shot the hell out of it. But it wasn't even like he was a pig at all tonight. Like, he was moving the ball, making the right decisions. He wasn't forcing them. He made every damn shot. It felt like he took. But, again, like, to me, if your best player plays that way, everything else kind of falls in line. The ball, Aiden Holloway was awesome tonight when he needed to be. Hit a couple huge threes early in the second half to help.
The Holloway threes that he hit in the second half, there were 2. Huge. BYU got it to 8, and he banged the 3 over on that side of the court. Then they got it to 7, and he banged the 3 right here from this spot, basically from where we're sitting, right? Banged home that 3, and it got back to 10, and then they went on a little bit of a run. And once it was there, it was over.
Yep.
Mark Sears had 34
shots. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry, Fana. Go ahead.
No, Mark Sears had 34, Jeff. He went 10 of 16 from 3. BYU made 6 threes the entire game. Mark Sears had more threes tonight than the team that calls this building home, Seton Hall, had in a game all season. Let's get Mark Sears' perspective on this. We caught up with him post-game. Mark, 34 points, 10 threes tonight. Have you ever had a night like this?
I had a night like this against Purdue, but we came on the bad side of the win of the game. But this is the first night to ever have that type of game and come out with a win.
That's 25 made threes. You broke the single-game NCAA tournament record by 4 triples. What was it about tonight that led this team to historic success?
Right, Coach, he did a great job. We all been in the gym throughout this whole week. We had optional shooting, and all the guys were there for optional shooting, and that played a big factor in tonight's game.
How would you describe Aiden Holloway in this game and what he is meaning to this team?
He's an X factor, when he comes in the game, he automatically heats up. He's like a microwave coming into the game, and he's a lights out shooter. He got great range, one of the best shooters in the country.
And I'll leave you with this, man. This program made the Final Four last year, and I know it's been ups and some downs throughout this wild season. But Coach Oates said, if we play our best, we can be the best. Yeah. How much did you guys want to show that here tonight?
We preach about it since the first time in the game, play for each other. And when we're playing for each other, the ball's moving and we're playing with energy, and we don't want to let a brother down. And I feel like that's our motto this whole tournament.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark, can you talk
It was just so potent. I mean, Chris Youngblood has 19. Jeff, you just said it. Holloway. You think Aiden Holloway was at Auburn, and he transfers into Alabama, and tonight He had 23 points off the bench. He made 6 threes in this game. He was phenomenal in the second half.
Yeah, obviously making this many threes is an outlier, right? They're not going to do that again. But what we needed to see out of this Alabama team was some consistency, peaking at the right time. We knew they had the talent. Even when Reitzel went down in November, you put Youngblood in the lineup shortly thereafter, and you felt pretty good about them. They're 10 deep and they're 10 strong. And this is a team that, again, can beat anybody in the country. I think most of us would say they were in our top 2 or 3 for everybody going into the season. We just hadn't seen the consistency. Still in the defensive end, I think they need to tighten it up a little bit more. But for the most part, this is a team now that you feel pretty good about. Hey, they could give Duke a challenge here. They could beat Duke. And again, they're not going to shoot like this against Duke. But as long as
you don't know that though. Like that's the thing that's crazy about
they can't possibly. That was the best shooting performance we've ever seen.
I don't think they're going to make 25 threes, but if they went like 17 for 34 tomorrow, like would that surprise you? If they went 17 for 34?
That would, because Duke's got a top 5 defense in the country.
I mean,
BYU. It's like shooting against us.
No, it's not. Come on. I mean, it's
the way
not
they
good
guarded
that they went
the
under
times
on
tonight.
screen.
It was. The way they guarded at times tonight, it looked like us.
Goodman, we would go over every screen. That's all I'm going to say.
And still get buried.
Goodman would be trailing Mark Sears off of every screen, and he's going to go get some dunk every single possession, but 2 is less than 3.
No, but I'm here to say this. I'll say this. Yes. There's a chance.
How? How do they do it? How does Alabama win?
No, I'm saying there's a chance that Saturday night's game between Duke and Alabama is the wildest remaining game of the entire tournament.